All right, I'm so excited to be joined by Tate McRae. Uh, First off, where are you joining us from?
I'm in LA right now.
Okay, all right, so skipping Canadian winters then, I see.
Yeah, I'm avoiding it as much as I can.
Now, originally from Calgary, right?
Yes.
Do you still make your way up here very often?
I was there, unfortunately, for Christmas. It was so
Unfortunately.
cold. It was minus 40 every single day, and it was miserable.
Yeah, there was a nasty cold stretch there for a while. I'm in Manitoba, so we get those a little more frequently. But do you make the full move down to LA now, or do you still have a place up here?
Yeah, my family's still at home, but I'm basically here full time. And then obviously I'm touring all year, so I'll be just traveling so much.
Yeah, of course. You kind of is part of the job, hey? You don't mind the travel?
Yeah, I love it. I'm very, very lucky to be able to travel the world and just do what I love. I think it's very, very cool.
Now, we're going to get to some of your new music in just a bit because obviously just listening to your new single, which is pretty spectacular. So going to get to that in a moment. First, though, I do want to start by talking a little bit about your earlier career, which started with dance, right? That's kind of how you got into this whole thing?
Yeah, I was started dancing when I was 6 years old and basically was a competitive dancer my entire life. And eventually started a YouTube channel when I was like 13. And that's kind of how I like transitioned over into music.
Well, and the 13 is a kind of a magical number. You were on So You Think You Can Dance, which, I mean, 13 years old. What was I? I maybe had done like a Christmas pageant for school at that point in time.
Yeah, I was young.
That's pretty young. What was it like to be kind of thrust into that at such a young age?
I think I've always been like a very old soul. When I was 12, I felt like I was 19. Genuinely, I didn't even feel like a 12-year-old. So I think I was like thrown into insane situations that are like so stressful. Like studying in dance was crazy. Yeah, and then like meeting with labels and stuff when I was 13 years old, it was a whirlwind for sure.
Yeah, but like, there's something about being naive that probably helps you a little bit, right? Like, you don't even know how big a deal some of this stuff is.
No, no, no. Like it definitely made it way less stressful because I didn't even know the capacity of what I was doing. Like I just like you don't even realize that live TV is really, really live. And if you mess up, you mess up.
And it's a lot of people that are watching.
Yeah.
Now,
That's
when I look back at like even photos of myself at 13, but certainly videos, I'm a little bit embarrassed because I mean, obviously, I was 13 at the time. What is it like looking back? Because I mean, it's all been so well documented.
yeah, I think that's the coolest part about my job is that every single part of my life is like kind of captured into either a song or a dance. And then I can look back on the internet and see everything. I think at times I'm like, oh, why did I post that? Like I have my entire life on the internet for the good and for the worse. But sometimes it's really, really cool to look back at.
Yeah. Now, tell me a little bit about the before and the after, because I mean, obviously, So You Think You Can Dance, and then a whole bunch of music stuff very shortly thereafter. What was it like,
Yeah.
kind of before some of this?
I was a really competitive kid. I think at like 8 years old, I remember telling my mom, I'm like, I'm gonna do this so I can like I want to be the best dancer. I trained my ass off every single day. I was at a ballet school. I think I trained 40 hours a week in dance. This is a very crazy, crazy kid.
And that was on you? Like you weren't forced to do it?
No, it was all me. I don't even know where it came from, but yeah, like I remember one week before nationals, I was 9 years old and I cut out sugar for 6 months.
I
Like that's crazy. Like I'm like, you're a psychopath.
don't have dedication like that for anything in my life. Are
Yeah,
you still
yeah.
like that? Like, what's playing a board game with you like?
Um, Surprisingly, when I'm playing games, I'm so bad at them, I kind of just let it happen. Um, but I'm a very dedicated kid. I think if I want everything to, I'm gonna work for everything no matter what. I think that's always been like my strength is like no matter where I'm from or what I'm doing, I'm always gonna be the hardest worker in the room.
Admirable. Very admirable, I think.
Thank you.
So, with all of this success at a super young age, I mean, when you look at like your friendships and your childhood friendships, how did kind of that stuff change with success? Because that's got to be such a. I mean, obviously, I didn't deal with that.
Um, It's weird. I think it's really strange because I saw the shift in like a lot of people, which like I never really thought I would see, but like a lot of people who like couldn't care less for me when I was in school with them, are now like texting me a lot. Like it's very funny to just see how when you start doing music or you start doing something that you're really really passionate about, people like come out of the woodworks. So it's interesting, but I know who my circle is for sure. I know who the people who have like stuck with me since day one.
Yeah, you got to have that tight circle, right? Like that support, and also just because everybody has to have like normal friends.
Yeah, I think my normal friends are what keeps me sane sometimes. I'm like, okay, there's something other than the music industry out there.
You don't need to cut out calories all the time.
No.
There's regular life. So, because a lot of us think of kind of celebrities as being these like crazy, wild, alien people that have a completely different lifestyle. But what does like a regular night with friends look like?
I mean, we'll probably just either chill in my apartment or my friends' apartments and watch shows. I don't know. We do a lot of stuff. I think it's like very, very chill. Or we'll like go out for dinners or it's very adult. Like we'll go out and we'll like we'll get all fancy and like it's very, very fun. I have some good friends here.
A nice dinner party and home by midnight.
Pretty much.
So moving on to some of the new music. Obviously, we've been playing a lot of your music here for a while now, but I know the new song, She's All I Want to Be, pardon me. Tell me a little bit about this one. What makes this one special in your mind?
I don't think that people write a lot of concepts like this. I think no one likes to admit like jealousy or the gross feelings of comparison. Everyone wants to look like they're on the better end of that, but it's a very normal feeling that everyone goes through because everyone's forced to feel that way with social media in our lives so much. So I think it was a very special song to me because it's like a heart-wrenching song if you strip it back and put it to piano. But then again, it's like super fun and I can jump to it at shows. So I think it's like a perfect mix of both worlds.
I kind of like that though. I like that when songs have like a different sound from what they're actually saying, and then all of a sudden when you take a moment after you've been dancing along to actually think about it, then it's like, oh my goodness, there's so much more here than I thought there was. I like that. It's kind of fun.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about some of the writing process on this stuff.
I wrote the song by myself. So the process was me lying on my stomach in this recording room with a producer at the front. I was just typing on my computer, and then I, after an hour of writing, I was like, okay, can I try this? And then I put it in the recording studio, and it kind of just happened. It wasn't really like a lot of songs I feel like are very like hyped up in the recording studio. Like there'll be like multiple producers and writers, and they're like, oh yeah, like this is sick. And I'm like, I don't remember talking about this song at all. Like it was like silence.
Quietly writing on your computer and then being like, hey, this is the song now. It's done.
Pretty much. That's 1,000% that's how it went.
Well, and let's talk a little bit about the music video as well, because I was just watching that and talking about your dance. I mean, the whole vibe, the whole dance vibe. Tell me about that, because it was so much fun to watch and so many beautiful colors and amazing performances.
It was really fun. I mean, obviously when I can dance whenever I want, it's very fun. All with my dance friends too. And then I think it was really cool because I kind of came up with like the whole creative. So it was like creating a mini movie and like directing it, which was very cool.
Oh, that was all on you too. Wow. Okay. That's a lot. We've been kind of in a pandemic for 2 years now, which by the way is a good chunk of your career at this point in time. So haven't really had much of an opportunity to do much touring and stuff. What are you working on that front?
I'm going on tour in a week, so I'll be gone till July, and I'm going all over the place, and then I'm opening up for Shawn Mendes in the fall.
Man, that's got to be fun. I know we've been talking a lot about your dance. Is that going to be a big part of the tour? Have you put together some pretty crazy choreography and stuff?
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. I'm bringing 2 dancers, and then on Shawn, I'm bringing, I think, like 6. So it'll be It'll be so fun. I literally just like can't wait to get up on stage and experience that.
Well, you probably haven't seen like most of your fans up until this point. So to play some of these
No.
places.
No, I've only experienced like this summer was the first time I experienced festivals. And it was like mind blowing what happened. Like it was just like the most crazy experience ever. So surreal. So I can't wait for the real shows.
A little bit addictive too, hey?
Oh my gosh. Like I think it's crazy because you go through such a high when you're on stage. Like you feel like you have like the world like literally in your hands. And then it's like you get off stage and you're like, God, what do I do now?
Well, a week from now, very cool. Enjoy the tour, of course. Hopefully, we can see you on your way through. And thank you so much for chatting, Tate.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
It was a delight.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you later.